The views and opinions expressed on the Quite Contrary podcast are not those of our sponsors, the Geeks Under the Influence Network, and to be honest, not even really the panelists of this podcast. Come on, guys. This is a bullshit debate podcast, so don't believe anything we say.
When the shuttle goes, we won't take it. When final countermeasures are deployed, all we'll have is all this time. All we'll have is all this time. All this time.
Hello, geeks, and welcome to another episode of Quite Contrary, the podcast for devil's advocates and bullshitters. I am Mike the Hobbit Bickett, host of Quite Contrary, and with me, my foil to discuss in debate about this subject is a regular on Geeks Under the Influence, my right-hand man, Mr. Lowdown Brown MacGyver.
What's up, guys? Been a while.
It has been a while. We took a little bit of a break from GUI for moving purposes and the holidays and all sorts of stuff. And also the amount of stuff that is coming out of the Geeks Under the Influence network. There's a whole lot coming forward. And so you should probably check that out at guipodcast.com. We've got live events coming. We've got new podcasts coming out. We've got new episodes of Quite Contrary, new episodes of Geeks Under the Influence, all coming out. And you can keep track of that on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or at guipodcast.com. But tonight, Lowdown, what are we talking about?
Alien versus Predator.
Alien versus motherfucking Predator.
This is going to be so much fun.
Not the movies Alien versus
No.
Predator, although
No.
I'm sure that'll come up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
But
fuck those movies.
For those unfamiliar with Quite Contrary, basically the way this works is we rock, paper, scissors to see who is for or against or on one side or the other of a subject. So we may not actually believe any of the things that we're it's likely we don't believe the things that we're saying. And then we debate about it and talk about kind of the ins and outs of the subject. And tonight being Alien versus Predator, one of us will be discussing the prowess of Predator, as the other one will be discussing the prowess of the Xenomorph or the alien from the Alien movies. So the way this works, we rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins best 2 out of 3 gets to decide what side they're going to be on. So whoever wins gets to decide if they're going to go pro-Predator or pro-Alien. So you ready to rock, paper, scissors?
Let's do this.
All right, here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, throw is how we're doing it. So 1, 2, 3, throw. Scissors.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, throw.
Oh.
Scissors. You got paper.
Uh-huh.
So 1 to me.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, throw. Rock.
Rocks,
This
man.
we hang out too much. It's
Seriously.
like our rock, paper, scissors cycles have synced. So
All right, so 1 to you, 1-0. That's
okay.
going.
And 1, 2, 3, throw. 1 on 1.
1 and 1.
You got rock. I got scissors. So,
yeah.
And
now it's getting nitty gritty.
nitty gritty. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, throw.
Oh.
Mr. Lowdown wins the rock, paper, scissors.
No, paper covers rock.
Oh, paper. Oh,
That's
I
you.
win.
You
Yes.
win.
Okay.
See, I was honest right there, people. I was honest.
And also, I had a few cocktails before we started recording this.
Yes. Of course, as geeks under the influence, true fashion, we are under the influence.
We're drinking some bourbon and gingers tonight.
It's delicious.
By the way, if you hear any echo, it's because we are in the new GUI podcast studio, and we're still in the process of getting soundproofing up and the all the accoutrement that comes with a podcast studio. So we hopefully will have this sounding fucking beautiful for you guys. But for now, we're still in the process of unpacking and all that stuff. So, all right. So I will, as the winner, I think I'm going to lean towards the Xenomorph, I think, on this one.
Of course you were.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Again, we think alike. So I was thinking that, and of course, he was thinking that, and he won. So
yeah. So you're going to have to support why Predator is better than Alien, or the Xenomorph, as it were. So to start, as the winner, I get to ask you a very pointed question that you have to answer as to why you think Predator is better than Alien via this question. And then after we go through that dialogue, you have an opportunity to ask me another pointed question. And then it's just free for all at that point. So my first question to you, as a supporter of the Predator Alien, why do you think an alien species that is so concerned with their status within their own society is better than a xenomorph that does not give a shit about people's feelings in any way, shape, or form? Predator, obviously, getting trophies, going on the hunt, is in a caste system that requires them to be the biggest, baddest hunter ever, which means a lot of these predator aliens, as cool as they look, have some really significant self-doubt issues. They've got some like poor self-image about themselves. They've got the weird pincer mouth, and it makes them creepy looking. But ultimately, deep down inside, they're looking in the mirror at their own predator faces and going, "Why aren't my pincers a little bit bigger? You know, my brother is so much taller than me. He can hunt bigger xenomorphs than me. You know, all I got was that bull alien from Alien 3, and my brother Steve Predator, because their last names are all Predator, by the way. Steve Predator got like a queen alien like 2 months ago on the hunt, and like I feel inferior about this. How is it that a society of aliens that are so just eaten up inside with their self-images, how can you possibly think that they're better than a species that was bred, that was genetically manipulated to be the most fucking vicious killer in the universe?
You forgot to mention that when the dreads are longer, that's probably a little thing too that hurts with the self-esteem. Is like, you know, Steve's got longer dreads. That makes a big difference too.
Is that like the Predator version of compare your dicks? Is like,
I mean, saying, dude, you've seen
your dreads out.
You've seen the different dread lengths, man.
Yeah.
Who's the more badass? More dreads. Just saying.
The female predators are like pulling out rulers, like, all right, well, if you guys are gonna be these assholes, they're like a little like drive-in like malt shop, and the male predators are just like comparing dreadlock lengths, and the girls are just getting pissed off because they just want to go see the movie, you know.
Oh, dude, that needs to be a movie done. They need to do the next Alien versus Predator movie as Socias versus the Greasers. Like fucking Outsiders AVP, man. That would be so badass. You mentioned fucking malt shop, and I was like, all right.
I just want to see Pony Boy Alien. I want to see Pony Boy Predator.
Oh, God, yeah. All right. So, well, for me, I have to kind of take it back to the little bit of the unknown with both the species. Is the only glimpse we've gotten into this war, as far as cinema goes. They did a little bit of backstory in the first AVP, which
unfortunately, as far as I know, still canon.
You fucking shit.
Yeah.
But they basically, it wasn't so much. Yeah, I mean, as far as in a hunter-gatherer style, you know, species, they do have the different levels. You know, that goes back down to fucking Cro-Magnon, man. Like, you know, Neanderthal base, like, you know, bigger kill, better hunter kind of thing, you know. But if you look at it, yeah, from the newer movies of Alien, it's kind of made it like this man, this psychotic motherfucker, right? A psychotic android. Is trying to create this perfect being, and all you pointed out was that it was this vicious killing machine. A perfect being does not make. All that fucking thing is, aliens are just giant fucking cockroaches. They infest. They take over, and the predators are the exterminators. If you look at it, the way the aliens cultivate, they lay fuckloads of eggs. I mean, everywhere they go, they're just dropping eggs, and they hatch, and they just go around and they fucking eat shit. What does a roach do? So
you're saying the xenomorph, with acid for blood, is basically...
What's the blood got to do with it?
Well, because it will burn through, like, the hull of your ship if you shoot them. I mean,
well, yeah, that part's fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up.
But that's nothing to do with... but the predators can survive outside of their ship in space. So
what you're saying is that your argument is that the thing that makes the predator alien better than the xenomorph is the fact that it is conscious. It's an individual. It is more than just a nonstop killing machine. That goes into an argument that happens regularly within species on planet Earth. Is what denotes a better species. You look at cockroaches, as you suggested, or human beings. And human beings, if you're going against, say, a cockroach or ants or bees, are a less perfect animal than any of those. you can say that we have dominion over the earth, and so in that point, I will say I will disagree with you based on ants alone. Ants outweigh human beings by weight, like 10 to 1, I think, on planet Earth. So they are not even by number, but by pure weight, are way more in control of planet Earth than we are.
Mm.
So I would say, as far as a perfect animal goes, we ally ourselves to. We believe that consciousness is the ultimate, like, fucking cap card. You know, the thing that makes it all better. And I gotta say, if we're speaking strictly on an evolutionary end of things, I would tend to disagree that a perfect killing machine that even when it dies will fuck up your world just with like acid blood, just pouring through the layers of your ship and like fucking shit up, um and a little bit of a, you know, they require bodies to incubate their young. They That alone says dominion, that they are using other species as a means to incubate their young. They're on the top of the fucking food chain.
That alone just says parasite. I mean, it's like a tapeworm.
But again, that goes into, is a tapeworm really like a non-perfect creature? Like, oftentimes in evolution on Earth anyway, the simpler the better. I mean, a lot of tapeworms and the like similar creatures have been the same creature, haven't had to evolve for millions of years, because they've reached the apex of their evolutionary like track. They haven't had to evolve, and so the xenomorph as we know it. For those, there will be spoilers about Alien and Predator movies on this episode. For those that have seen Alien Covenant and Prometheus, the alien was actually genetically manipulated by an android created by man to be the most perfect killing machine, and it's got that in spades. The fact that Alien 3, there was one alien, and that was enough to fuck up an entire colony.
An entire colony that had like limited resources of any kind. It was an abandoned prison. Like, it was, they had like, seriously, yeah. When there was a fuck ton of xenomorphs in Aliens, it eradicated pretty much an entire army,
Yeah,
minus Ripley,
yeah.
right? One took out six or seven people where they had nothing, pretty much, like nothing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if that's a good example, like Alien 3. Aliens is an okay example, but the human Ripley, which is more comparable to a Predator, still took out. Like, so basically, she puts in that huge mech suit, takes out the Queen. So basically, turning herself into Predator, because Predator just is a human but beast mode. Like, there's a lot of similarities between humans and the Predator species. That's why I went back and said, like, it's like almost Cro-Magnon. They're just like, they've evolved in technology, but like, it's mentally they're still stuck on the whole eradicate what they feel is I'm going to say it again, a parasitic threat, which is what the xenomorph is.
That always bothered me with the Predator movies, is that they have ships that are able to travel to different solar systems, right? So there's a certain level of technology there that requires a scale of intelligence that has not been seen in Predator movies. I want to see the IT department in a Predator movie, like the really, like, the small predators that, like, they have their brother Steve that goes in on the hunts and stuff, but Joey Predator is more into art. Like, he had an indie band in high school, and and he always considered himself an artist. He's really gotten into photography lately, but ultimately, like, he got a job in IT, like building these spaceships so that his brother and his jock buddies can go fuck shit up across the universe. And it's these, like, it's the IT crowd, but it's with like little fucking, like, little pincer faces, being like, "Have you tried killing it off and on again?"
But so I mean, you're with that. You just kind of point out that they have a a niche. Like, there's a structure, kind of like most civilizations. Xenomorph, you have the Queen, and the rest are just kind of bitches. Like, you've got an egg, creates a face grabber, plants a parasite. Everyone has a job, but there's 2 levels with the xenomorph. There's one that lays the eggs, and there's the one that does all the killing. The queen doesn't really do much killing once she gets flapped up and flayed out and starts dropping eggs.
Unless Ripley like fucks her shit up, and then
But
she's
she
like,
didn't
"No,
kill her.
I'm
Like, Ripley killed her. So.
yeah, but Queen was like, "I'm gonna fuck this shit up."
Yeah, well, yeah, you burnt my eggs, bitch.
Yeah, but Ripley didn't kill the Queen. Her mech suit killed the Queen. So that's like Ripley doesn't kill people.
Mech suit kills people.
Mech suits kill people.
but
or
again,
Queen aliens.
When she put that mech suit on, I felt like that equated her to the strength of a predator because they are stronger. They do have armor, and that fucking power glove is beast, man. I love that thing. They open it up and they got, and they start shooting missiles and shit out of it.
Yeah,
Like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, and the fact that they can, the fact that they can go invisible, as far as hunting goes, makes them like we saw, and I'm going to use AVP for an example for this. We saw how that works in favor of killing the other species, not being able to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like you said, say if you wound a xenomorph, they hide really well. But if you wound one, that blood gives them away. How many times does that blood give them away in any of the movies? Where like it'd be a drip, and you're like, oh fuck, there's one around here. And sometimes it would still kill the human.
Isn't the blood like lime green?
It's lime green, and it still gives them away. So like they were really good at hiding, like we saw in the beginning of the end of the first Alien, where Ripley had no idea it was in the space shuttle, and then all of a sudden it moves. It looked like a fucking pipe, the head, the way that it was laying. But like then I forget which movie it is, but then you start seeing in the sequels where like it would hide and it would still get people. Then it would hide and it would be wounded and it would leak, and oh fuck, I'm gonna kill, and it would kill it. So there was a telltale. Now predators do bleed green. But it could bleed green, and then you still can't see the fucking thing. You don't know where the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Schwarzenegger started to be able to look for, like, the haze, but that's all it gives is a little bit of haze.
Well, I guess that leads into why I think the Xenomorph is better than the Predator in this regard, is that the alien doesn't rely on any technology for their killing prowess. It's just a straight-up killing machine in its own right. It's not an alien with freaking laser beams attached to its head. It's just it's a xenomorph. That's all it is. Which, by the way, I need to see that in the next Alien movie is xenomorphs with freaking laser beams attached to their head.
Oh my god! In a parody, please, not in a legit movie, because I don't want to see that in a legit movie.
Awesome Powers.
But
yeah, the Predator relies on all these fancy fucking gadgets. Like, I'll give Batman credit because you take away his utility belt and all the cool gadgets that he has, he's still a kung fu fucking master and is able to fuck shit up in his own right. These Predators, you haven't seen them very often in these films without technology. You see when technology fucks up in these movies, they don't know what to do. They rely on it so heavily that they're basically cyborgs at this point. They need that in order to actually do the hunting, which doesn't make them good hunters. It just makes them like really happy that the IT crowd is getting their back off on Planet Predator, making sure that they got their shit straight. So the real heroes is brother of Steve. That's
still a predator, but I get it. I do agree.
Yeah,
that's what I was.
But he's got like a lisp when he when he yells. He's just like, oh. Not quite as like impending doom as the Predator's like.
Well, I mean but again, that goes with the way the Predator species is portrayed. Is it's a structured civilization. So every civilization has had its warriors, and essentially, if you go back before technology, they had the people making the decisions at that point. Now you have people that are your warriors, people making decisions, and people doing technology. There's like two backups to the warrior. Before, and the way that, and I don't really think the Predators have any sort of general. There's no structure as far as how they, when they're out, how they handle themselves. But similar to any civilization, they still have different. Everyone's got their different role. Within the Predator, because clearly, like you said, someone's making the fucking technology. Then, they're not all like going out there and murdering the shit out of something and then going home and like pulling out a fucking eyeglass screwdriver and tweaking their fucking power glove. You know what I'm saying?
I need to get Kevin Smith to do a Predator movie where it's not even about like the hunt. It's about the guys that are left on the planet to do the thing, and they have all like pincer length and dreadlock length is like the thing. So it's guys that look like have you ever seen the movie Basquiat, where he's got just like his dreadlocks up in a little bun and they're just sticking up in the air? Just a tiny little dreadlocks and like little pincers, and it's just this cute little predator that's like a really nice guy. Like he puts the toilet seat down after he pees. You know, he's a really respectful, understanding predator that day to day goes to work, builds all the little thunder guns and shit that the predators have. You know, he knows his way around a nuclear wristwatch, and is the real hero. But is just shat on by all the jockey predators that are going out on there, coming back with like the spleens of creatures that they killed on far off planets, and he wants to. It would be like B movie, like the
B movie
animated movie
Jerry Seinfeld,
with Jerry Seinfeld, but with predators, where it's just like, no, but I want to be a hunter.
I want to see that.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Watch that.
Yeah.
It would be so awesome. Can we get that, please? Can someone make that happen?
Kevin Smith could make that happen.
He could totally make that happen.
It's totally in his wheelhouse.
You need to get on the animated train, man. Seriously, start doing it. But another thing that I respected about the Predator, and I think it does make it more a more of a superior species, is, all right, yeah, I get it. The Xenomorph was bred to be the perfect species. Perfect killing machine. Doesn't need technology. Can do what it needs to do. It just breeds, kills, survives. You know, make sure that it survives the entire race. That's what their thing is. Well, the Predator has shown twice. One in a really bad movie. One in a so sequel. You had AVP and Predator 2, where it's actually spared life because it didn't need to kill it.
Oh, like AVP, where it
spared
teamed up with a motherfucking human, which I'm still like, I know that movie is from like 2002 or some shit.
Yeah, it's like,
and it still upsets me.
But
to
Danny Glover, it saves
degree.
Danny Glover. Like Danny Glover's on the ship and seeing all the predators at the end, and it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it.
Well, because there's many things you could say negatively about a predator. Like they're definitely a warrior class, and they disregard like civil discourse.
They respect other warriors, though.
They respect the fuck out of other warriors, and also obviously show tolerance between different species and races. It's not like the predator was just like, that's a black dude. Like I'm not, like no. You were obviously built to kill. Like unlike me, a predator who was not built to kill. That's why you did so well. No, there was no, there's no Alex Jones in the predator races.
But for me, I hold
Xenomorphs are making the predators gay.
Oh my god. Oh fuck. But for me, that's a big deal. I've always appreciated that in any story and with anything, sci-fi, horror, whatnot. There's a, like, regardless of how brutal and ruthless of a killing machine the predators are, there is a level, and they have enough sense to understand respect that at this point, like, you know, like an AVP at that point, you are me right now. We are on this. We are, you know, like the enemy of my enemy kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Xenomorphs, not saying they don't need it. They just don't give a fuck. There's sometimes they could use some help from some other motherfuckers. All right, They've gotten wiped out multiple times. You know, and they could use help, and they could use. There's no basic core understanding. All there is that it's almost like a zombie. All there is that little spark of survival, and that's all that's all the Xenomorph has.
Well, they rely on pure instinct.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no and I mean, logical thinking and having a basic understanding does make a difference.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to bring up a movie in the Predator universe that I think is underappreciated, but it does bring up something that is kind of an issue. It's the Robert Rodriguez directed Predators movie, Predators, that it reminded me a lot of these elitist, like super rich white dudes that go to like areas of Africa to hunt big game. And there's no real sport to it because they're not actually going into the African like bush to find these animals. It's like areas where they're released to go hunt them. You know, these parks for hunting. that's exactly what happened in Predators, where it's this planet where they go and kidnap people that are like legit killing machines and put them in a place, and then the Predators go out and get them. So that's like that's like Trump's kid, like that's going to hunt humans on this far off planet. It's these big game hunters that aren't actually big game hunters. That they're minimizing risk by putting it on their terms and putting the things they want to kill in a circumstance where it's easier to kill them.
Yeah,
and that's why I have more respect for the Predator in the first and second Predator movies, because it goes into human turf to take care of shit. The Predators are they're little jack off. They got beer bellies probably. They're like, yeah, no, I want to bring home a human head. Like my wife would probably fuck me. She never fucks me anymore. But if I brought home a human head, she would totally fuck me.
No, and I mean, in that aspect with that movie, you're right. That movie, I think, I enjoyed it because really Rodriguez still made it fun.
Yeah,
it was more so the dialogue between like Walton Goggins. Fucking hell, man, that dude. I could listen to that dude for days. Like, but the cast made it enjoyable. When it started getting towards the end, where it was down to like, what was it, Brody? I think it was Adrian Brody,
yeah,
and the Predators and like that whole like.
Lawrence Fishburne in that was fucking great.
Yes, he was. I forgot about. I feel like there was an actor I feel like I'm missing in that movie that was also really good. Fuck, but
Bill Cosby.
All he had to do was get the Predator to drink something real quick, and he'd.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Fucking Christ.
They'd be like, if it bleeds, then play ball. It'd be more Bill Cosby.
Yeah, if it bleeds,
yeah.
if it. Oh, fuck you, Bill Cosby, piece of shit. I used to love you. Anyway,
no shit.
That movie didn't. Yeah, you're right. That movie really didn't. It took the primary role of the Predator out of it. You can't be a fucking hunter when it's like dropping a mouse into the snake pit. Like,
yeah,
how is that hunting?
Yeah,
snake. How are you hunting anything? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, there's not times of starvation. You just keep getting shit dropped in there. You just got to make sure you can find it.
But that's kind of my point with a lot of the Predator movies, that I think kind of states that they're stacking the deck a lot.
In Predators, not so much. The first one was, like you said, human territory. You had the jungle.
Sure.
And then in part 2, you had the fucking city, which a Predator in the city is like, in true form, that is like a horrifying, for me anyway, that seems more horrifying to me because I've seen, I've been to major cities and like, holy fuck, like something you can't see rummaging around, neon lights. Like, you imagine a Predator in Times Square. Like, you could never, I mean, it could literally just murder 20 people a day.
Yeah, but I want to bring up another movie that had both aliens and Predators in it.
Requiem?
No, I'm talking AVP, that canonically speaking, it brought up the fact that for thousands of years, Predators have been delivering Xenomorphs to a ancient fucking pyramid in the Antarctic in order to do their hunt. So,
oh, that's right.
So Predators is not the first time that we've seen where they capture these animals and then bring them to a reserve so they can go hunt them. Mm-hmm. There's no real sport in that.
No, but I mean, if Xenomorphs were more superior, how can the Predators keep capturing them, then hunt them? Like they
technology.
They still did it. They dropped them off. I'm sorry that the species was smart enough to create technology to make that happen, but they did. Like, so it's not like they're dropping them off and then they're hunting, which in that case, it's free range. If you get killed, you get killed. But based off that it is not a problem for a Predator to capture as many Xenomorphs as they want, and they just decide to take them and drop them off there versus killing them.
No, actually, it's not even like, it's not full-grown Xenomorphs that they're stealing. They're stealing the fucking them. Eggs.
Whatever.
They're you know what? Fucking creatures steal eggs from birds' nests all the time. That doesn't make them the height of the fucking spectrum. Like, that just, like a lizard will steal an egg from a bird's nest. That doesn't mean the lizard is like better than the bird. It's just that it's picking on fucking unborn children. That's what the Predators are doing. They're stealing the eggs from a mother.
Maybe the mother should be watching that shit.
They're baby thieves.
Maybe the mother should watch that shit.
The Predators are baby thieves.
What kind of mother leaves their babies unattended? Just saying.
One that has like 2,000 babies.
Well, maybe you should stop being a slut.
Queen alien, you don't gotta put on the red light.
Oh fuck. Oh, this is good
You
times.
see like Queen Xenomorph putting on some red lipstick, going out on the town, and we're like, I'm gonna get me some tonight. Gonna make me some babies.
Oh, ew. No, but I pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much listed everything that I can think of why I would say that predators are a better species. That last one I feel like really kills it. When it comes to survival, it doesn't fucking matter if you're killing babies. You're trying to kill the enemy. Like, you're telling me the fucking xenomorph wouldn't do it if they could? Kill little predator babies? The fuck they wouldn't. They'd hop down out of the rafters and stab the fuck out of it and then just...
But see, that's the thing. The predators aren't trying to kill the xenomorph babies. They're trying to like cultivate, like cattle, these xenomorph babies. They're doing what we did to dogs and cats.
For killing.
They're not necessarily domesticating, but they're putting them in a position to better use them as livestock, basically, for the hunt for joy, whatever. Maybe predators like xenosteaks. I don't know. That's not having dominion over the species. That is that's slavery.
You think this is like the Romans and the gladiators or something?
No, I'm thinking it's like early America, where they would go over to Africa and buy off tribes, like prisoners from warring tribes, to take back to the United States and use for labor. That's what the predators are doing to the xenomorphs. If you like predators, you're supporting slavery.
I mean, I'm half black, but okay.
We're not even talking about black and white here. I'm just using that as a comparison.
Well, early America, I mean, you had Asian and black, so there's two you get to pick from as far as for the slaves we had.
The xenomorph do not enslave anybody. They kill indiscriminately. There is no feeling above a different species or a different race, and therefore utilizing them for their own needs. The predators enslave the xenomorph eggs from birth to do their bidding, and then hunt them for sport, like the most dangerous game style.
Mm-hmm.
That, for me, goes against any sense of morality or any sense of like higher development as a race. They are basically the worst of humanity that we've seen. The worst aspects of humanity.
All right, folks. I'm going to say it here. Predators are Nazis. Predators are Nazis.
Nazi predators.
Nazi predators. Nazi predators, fuck off!
If there was a way to get away with that on iTunes,
oh god,
title.
That was so good. Nazi predators, fuck off. No, but actually, that's I've never looked at it that way. I'm gonna stop debating at this point, and because basing off that movie, because I literally went and see it, it came out on my birthday of that year, and I went and saw it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, Alien vs Predator. I mean, I read the comics. Awesome, loved this shit as a kid, and then I went and watched it, and I walked out like, man, this is the worst fucking birthday ever. Fuck. But I forgot about that fact that they cultivate. I thought it was like in the pyramid there was like this ancient. It had gone back through time that they did that, but I thought it was a different thing that was ancient and how they had the war in the pyramid.
No,
thing.
they had like the egg room where they would like hatch the eggs, and then they stole the humans to like. To incubate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's why the humans were there.
Oh, fuck you for making me remember this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Seriously, I hate you. I don't want to remember this movie. I really don't.
I think, unfortunately, I own it.
Why would you buy that?
Because I have all the Alien movies.
It doesn't matter. I don't own the fucking prequels.
It's different.
No, it's not. If you're going for whole set, you need to own the prequels, sir.
No, that's not true.
Oh, yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
I don't believe that.
They are to the Alien and Predator franchise what the prequels are to Star Wars, sir. They are horrible movies.
All right, let's change the subject so I don't have to admit that you're correct in that regard. Or I have to justify my owning Alien versus Predator. What I do not own is Alien versus Predator Requiem, because no matter how much of a completist I am, I was unable to bring myself to purchase that. There is something that I'm sure we've talked about it before this movie even came out, and and many people have the idea of a predator xenomorph hybrid, a alien that incubated inside of a predator. That is something that came about in the worst of both series, AVP Requiem. That apparently they felt that an Alien versus Predator movie wasn't important enough, like it didn't have enough there, so they had to instigate a weird, like tropey high school love triangle situation in order to make it like palatable.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's just not enough there with
No.
two major sci-fi franchises to really like create a series.
Yeah, of course not.
No,
It's never enough.
Let's
Never
have a
enough.
weird love triangle. That really should be the focus of an Alien versus Predator movie.
Well, in respect, they basically took the idea of alien resurrection and just made it between the two alien species instead of a hybrid alien human,
Yeah.
xenomorph human. That's all they did was they basically just copied Resurrection, which was a bad movie, and made
Written by Joss Whedon.
not directed by.
No, and he
Just
also
written by.
has openly talked about how much they fucked up his script for that. There are moments that you can glean a little bit of Whedon in that, mostly with Winona Ryder's character, but for the most part, they fucked up his script. But yeah, the Alien Predator hybrid that occurs in that, I was very excited. That's the reason I watched the movie, is because a friend told me that was in it. I didn't go to the theater to see this movie because I was once bitten, twice shy after AVP. But it looked bad. It did not look good. I mean, the aliens alone, and the Predators weren't as bad, but the aliens alone looked bad in that movie. Just bad practical effects on there.
Oh yeah.
And,
it was horrible.
like rubber suit monster kind of deal. So the first time that we get to see an alien predator hybrid, it's just this awful. Like, it's up there with Ripley's baby alien in Resurrection.
God, that looks so bad.
Mama.
Yeah,
Just
no.
not
It's like
great.
someone took the baby from Dinosaur and made it tall.
Yeah,
The fucking
made it tall with a like
pointy ass.
with a weird back head lump thing going on. Yeah, it was not great.
It reminded me, it reminds me of Pumpkinhead towards the end when it looks more like Lance Hendrickson.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it kind of reminded me of.
That's a good poll. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the idea, if we can move forward with it, of a combination hybrid alien predator, in theory, with all both pros we've listed from both species, because they both do have some serious pros as far as a race, would be fucking phenomenal. Why did you fuck that up? Like, seriously.
Again, how do you fuck up an Alien versus Predator movie? All you do is just show them fighting each other. Like, that's it. That's all you got to do. Fuck a plot. Like, you throw whatever plot in there, and they did. But that
was the problem.
But the problem is they didn't focus. They tried to make the plot more of a focus than the fact that it's like why I like Pacific Rim is that it was giant monsters fighting giant robots. That's all it had to be. There was a plot there, but guess what the plot didn't get in the way of? Giant monsters fighting giant robots.
Fuck yeah.
That was the focus.
You know what? Yeah, humans are going to be involved because it's okay, an alien and a predator movie. I get it. But you know what? Make it an alien fighting fucking predators fighting fucking aliens, and leave it at that. The humans just get slaughtered because they're in the fucking way. That's
and they have to
literally
go
all we
get
need.
a MacGuffin thing that's going to kill them both at the end of the movie, and then the humans are the winners. Woo-hoo, who's the big winner? Humans are the winners. Wee, whatever. Who gives a shit? In the meantime, all the humans in that movie are just fucking cannon fodder for the aliens and the predators, fucking shit up. And then you got yourself one of the most cinematically amazing action sci-fi movies of all time, because there's just limbs flying everywhere. There's two of the biggest badasses in sci-fi that have ever occurred fighting each other. How do you fuck this up?
Well, they did.
Yeah,
They fucked it up hard.
you fucked it up real hard.
Now, I do have hope for the new Predator that's coming out. There's not a shitload of information on it, but I do have a little bit of hope because, like I said, Predators wasn't phenomenal, but it was miles above the AVP movies. And before Predators, the only solid Predator movie we had last was Predator 2. So we're looking at 92 when that came out.
yeah.
And then coming off the AVP movies, I thought it definitely helped put Predators a little high up on the bar, even though it's not true to form hunter killer style movie. It's like, here's food, but it still was miles above AVP. But
well,
the new
not that that's hard.
exactly. Rodriguez was like, "Oh yeah, this will be easy." I mean,
Yeah.
basically, it was like, "Oh, this is easy. I can do this."
It was a decent movie. I didn't mind
Predator, the
Predators.
new one with Tom Jane, and the guy who plays Johnny in Peaky Blinders. He plays one of the youngest brothers. I don't know if you know that or not. For those that watch, he's also in one of the new episodes of Black Mirror. He plays Frank in episode 2 of season 4.
Okay.
And he also plays one of the people that come home in Thank You for Your Service. He's one of the military guys that come home.
Okay.
But that actor, he's I believe I saw that he's going to be in it.
Okay.
And one other like bigger actor is going to be in it. So
Sweet.
the cast isn't huge, which I'm actually hopeful for because I don't want I feel like that's going to mean it's going to be more hopefully plot and like graphic driven.
Yeah.
You know, because we saw what happened with Predators. It had huge names and a huge director name, but it still kind of fell short.
And the one thing I will say, kind of counter to my point on this, is that with Prometheus and Alien Covenant, even though I did enjoy both of them in certain regards, it tried to get too heady with something that honestly, like, I love Ridley Scott and I saw what he was doing, you know, and I respect what he was trying to do. But after Aliens, after Cameron gets his hands on it, that's like if Ridley Scott stepped in. I know Ridley Scott started Aliens. Like, please don't fucking say, well, you know, he created I know he created the Xenomorph. That was his deal based on H.R. Geiger, script by Dan O'Bannon, who later went on to Return of the Living Dead. Yes, no, I know. But Cameron changed the tone of those movies by making it an action sci-fi movie. The original Alien was a horror movie. To try to take it back after that and reappropriate it into this weird conversation about what is it to be like human and about creation itself. It's way too heady for an Aliens movie. And Covenant, although it had its moments, and I liked that we got to see the advent of the Xenomorph. I am more excited about a Predator movie because they're not going to try to do that shit.
No, and I completely agree. Exactly, they're not going to try to do that shit with Predator, and I agree with what you're saying as far as the last 2 releases from Ridley Scott. And I firmly believe the reasons that happened is strictly the age difference between Alien and Prometheus and Covenant. Look at where, like, as we're around the same age he was when he made Alien, right? Yeah. That seems like a perfect direction to go to make a movie for like original idea, right? Now, imagine if you're pushing 60 and you want to put some back, you know, you want to like.
You're now reaching like the tail end of your year. Well, I mean, he's still got probably
he's
like
still got
30 years.
40, 30 some years or so. I'm just saying,
but
like,
you're still having those conversations about what is life, you know?
I'm just saying, I feel like where his mind's at now is why these movies are the way they are.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, someone could say, well, duh, but no, but seriously, think about it. Like, it's been 30 years, and then when you come up with Prometheus, it's completely different. Completely. It's a complete 180 from Alien. Yeah, it's got some of the similar nuances to it, but it's a completely different movie. Covenant, you start seeing a lot of similarities, but it's still not Alien.
Yeah.
You know, because you're still dealing with like a slow man's descent into doing whatever he has to create the perfect species, which means going insane.
Yeah.
Well, android, not man, but
yeah,
anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I feel like that's a big part of the reason is him rehashing his original idea and just diving way down into it.
Yeah.
You know, like, just because of where he's at. Like, when you're younger, you're not thinking, he wasn't thinking about backstory. He's thinking about putting out just like this badass sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah.
It was fresh. It was new. No one had ever done that.
Nope.
Now there's been so much done in that regard. What can you do to stand? What if you want to rehash what you started? What can you do to make it stand apart? Go back and show it from the beginning. You know,
fair enough.
And that's what I think anyway.
Yeah, no, I would
not saying it needed to be done.
Yeah,
because there are some huge problems with both movies. As I feel like we discussed Covenant. I don't think we discussed Prometheus, but there are issues with both movies.
I don't want to discuss Prometheus.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I don't agree with everything he did in those movies, but I can kind of understand why we're seeing what we're seeing now from him versus when you say Alien, and why Cameron's still holds as the highest for us.
Yeah.
Or at least me.
Yeah. No, well, I would say probably the first Alien is my favorite, but it's only because that's the first one I saw.
Well, also, and I say hi. I misspoke. Like, two different movies. We have discussed that.
Yeah.
Two different movies. One's an action, full blown out, balls to the wall, testosterone fueled action movie.
It goes back and forth for me sometimes too, on which one I prefer. But we are done with the conversation about aliens and xenomorphs on this episode of Quite Contrary. Thank you guys so much for listening. We are going to be releasing, now that we're moved into the new studio, an episode every week. Monday, usually afternoons, is probably where we're going to be dropping them. So definitely follow us. We're just going to be using the Geeks Under the Influence Twitter. We've got our own page on Facebook, Quite Contrary. Check that out. Just search Quite Contrary Podcast. You'll find it. And all those links are at guipodcast.com. And definitely tell your friends, rate us, and comment on iTunes. It brings us up in the rankings, so we have more opportunity for other people to check out this awesome new GUI Network podcast. And we'll see you guys here next week. Thank you so much to Jonathan Colton for the use of All This Time off his album Solid State. And we'll see you guys next time for another episode of Quite Contrary.
GUIPodcast.com